Are you taking GLP-1s like Ozempic, Mounjaro, Wegovy, and you're not losing weight? Don't panic. You just might be making these very common mistakes. Today, I'm going to break down the 5 mistakes that will ruin your GLP-1 results. The number one mistake is dosing. So you have to be very careful about dosing. A lot of people try to jump doses like crazy because they want to lose weight fast because they see so-and-so just lost 40 pounds on Mounjaro and they lost fast. It's because you are seeing it as they came out and they're showing you the results. But it's not always fast. GLP-1s can take a while to work. Sometimes in the beginning you get that boost and you lose a bunch of weight fast, but then it slows down. And that's normal. But some people start jumping doses because they get so scared. They're like, this is not working for me. And they jump fast. So they end up with more side effects. The body doesn't have time to adjust to the medication. And this is going to make your treatment less effective. And why? Well, if you're jumping doses fast and your body's not adjusting, first of all, you're going to get to the highest dose very fast. You're not going to take full benefit of this drug. This is supposed to be a long-term treatment. Even in the trials, they tested these things in months, if not years of treatment. So you should be paying attention to your body. Obviously, the results are important, but you should give your body time. If you see that your results are not coming, you're not really feeling anything from the drug, give yourself some time. Understand that it could take a while. 1 month on 2.5 milligrams, then jump to 5. Stay on 5 for a while. Some people will stay on 2.5 as well, even though it's considered a starting dose. You can stay on it for longer than a month. And then after a couple of months, you don't see any results, then maybe it's time to jump your dose. Talk to your doctor instead of just going like, oh, I need more. I need more. Because this is just crazy. We need to take a step back. Things take time. Also, you don't want to lose all that weight very fast. It's better to lose weight slowly so that your hormones can adjust, your body can adjust. The slower you lose your weight, the easier it is to keep it off, because then your body will change and will adapt and it will be okay to stay on that weight. If you lose a ton of weight fast, your body is going to think that you're starving and it's going to pump up hormones. It's going to pump up everything to make you hungrier, to store fat and to prevent you from losing weight. So it's not good to just keep jumping the doses. And the second mistake is very tied to that first mistake, and it's being impatient. It's the mental aspect of it. You have to understand that it doesn't matter how long it takes for you to lose the weight. In a year, when you look back and you see all the weight that you lost, it doesn't matter if it was in a month or if it was in 9 months or in a year. So you need to set your expectations to reality. This is not going to change your body from one day to the other. It took you a while to gain that weight, probably, most likely. So it's going to take a while to, in a healthy way, lose that weight. So stop being impatient. Something else that happens and makes people so impatient is that their weight doesn't change. But you shouldn't just track your weight. You should see how your clothes fit. You should see if you can get a body composition scan. That will tell you more of what's happening, because sometimes you can lose fat, but you can gain muscle, and muscle is heavier than fat. So if you lose an amount of fat that looks like this and you gain an amount of muscle that looks like this, you might still be on the same weight. It might not have a difference on the scale. So the scale is not the best for you to track your progress. Third mistake that people make, and this one is very common, is that people think that this is going to be a miracle. They're going to take this shot. They don't have to do anything. They're just going to sit and wait and everything is going to fall into place. And that's not true. This is not a miracle drug. You're supposed to be getting your nutrition in the right way. You're supposed to be eating healthy. And why is that? That's not just the mantra of nutritionists and I'm just repeating it. If you're not eating the right nutrients, there are a couple of things that can happen. First, your body is going to think that you're starving and is going to pump up hunger hormones. It's going to try its best to screw up what you're trying to do. And that's just a defense mechanism. That's how we're built, and that's how we survived so far. Your body is very smart. If it sees that you're not eating or you're eating garbage that has no nutritional value, then you don't have your nutrients. If you don't have your nutrients, your body cannot function. So then it gets a little desperate and it starts storing fat because it's like, no more nutrients are coming in. We need to store. We need to store this for a rainy day, for danger, for a situation where we will need that energy. So you should be getting your nutrients. You should be eating high protein, good fats, and fiber. Now, another thing that can happen is, let's say you did not eat healthy, you did not eat nutritious food, you lose weight. Somehow it works for you and you lose the weight. When you're done with the medication, besides all the bad stuff that can happen to you for not consuming your nutrients because they're supposed to keep your body moving, when you're done, you're not going to start eating healthy then, because right now you have the help of the medication. You have the curbed appetite, the reminder of giving yourself a shot to stay healthy. You're spending money, you're spending time on this. So it's easier to start that healthy habit. This is supposed to be an aid, it's supposed to be help for you to start that healthy journey. So if you don't do that while you are taking the shots, while you're on treatment, most likely you're not going to do it once you're done. Because once you're done, all your hormones are going to be back pushing you towards that hungry state. And it's very hard to just ignore that. All of a sudden, that's it. You're hungry again. You're going to eat the same things that you're eating while you're on a GLP-1, which were not nutritious food. That's not going to be enough to keep you satiated. So you're going to have to eat more of it now, because now you have the cravings. Now you don't have that help of the medication to keep you satiated. So you're going to gain all the weight back plus more potentially. So you should be eating healthy. Now, the fourth mistake is not tracking what works for you and what doesn't. When you're on a GLP-1, things change. Things that for you were okay to eat, now they're not. Now they make you nauseous. Now they make you have acid reflux. They make you feel sick. So while you're on this medication, you should keep note of what's not working for you. If I had pizza today and I felt sick, well, maybe pizza isn't the right food for me. Because if you ignore the signs, if you ignore what works and what doesn't, then this journey for you is going to be very difficult. And GLP-1s, they have a high drop rate. Like, people will start them and then at some point they're just like, oh, this is not for me. I can't take the side effects. These side effects can a lot of times be avoided just by watching what we eat, watching how our body reacts to food that we take. So try to keep a food journal, or at least if you don't want to do it every day, if you feel like something made you sick, you write it down. If you don't know what made you sick, just write down everything you ate that day. And then when it happens again, you write down everything you ate and then you compare and see, what happened in both those days. And that's how you find what are the problematic foods for you. Usually it's stuff that's filled with fat or stuff that's very spicy, but it's different for everyone. So you need to keep track of that. Now, the fifth and final mistake is not paying attention to other medications you're taking. Some medications like antidepressants, sleep aids, and steroids can cause weight gain. So when you start taking a GLP-1, you should tell your doctor every other medication that you take. If you start taking a new medication, you should tell your doctor. Then you should see if that's counteracting what the GLP-1 is doing. Obviously, you're not going to stop taking a medication that you need, but there might be other ways to fix that. Or maybe you're just going to take a little longer because you have two medications that are fighting each other. So just to recap these 5 mistakes. Number 1, dose jumping. Number 2, being impatient. Number 3, ignoring nutrition. Number 4, not tracking what works and what doesn't for you. And number 5 is not paying attention to the other medications you're taking. And if you're taking a GLP-1, make sure to check my video where I talk about how to inject yourself to get 20% more appetite suppression. I follow these instructions. It's based on a Lilly study that showed that there's a specific spot that will give you more appetite suppression. And maybe that might be the change that you need for the medication to start working for you. So I'm going to add that video somewhere up here. And I would love to know in the comments what GLP-1 is your favorite, whether you take it or if you're thinking about taking it, which one is the one that you think is the best. I currently take Zepbound and I absolutely love it. I don't want to switch for anything because it works for me, but I'm curious to know if you guys have a favorite and if it's different than mine. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you when I learn some new stuff.